getting to the journey, ending the journey, going through Darfur. Now, did they elaborate? Because I'm going to bring some people in here in a few months to actually talk about the genocide and actually what happens. Because the face of oppression, in this part of the world, don't really. We have not, because of our social journey, we don't see ourselves as the face of oppression. You understand? But in truth, we can
be oppressors too.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's one reason why I want to bring those that people in here to talk about the Holocaust, the Jewish Holocaust, and also the Armenian Holocaust, because I want folks to talking to understand that anyone could sojourn in that misery there and be a part of destruction.
Maybe you might want to bring someone in to talk about slavery too, which was a kind of Holocaust.
Well, I would do that also, but I don't think I really need no one to tell me. I think I learned that at my kitchen table.
But I think
we
deserves
could.
treatment just as the others.
Yeah, without a doubt. We're not going to segregate anything, but the idea is that it's just important that I think that these stories go out there, so the energy from these stories, so people can understand that to reach that monster level, it's all of us. You know what I mean? Mankind, we all have the same things inside of us, outside of shades and things of that nature.
And Reverend Zechariah, that's what makes our book club so exciting, is that we share we share different books, and we can come together as a group, and we can share our different experiences. Some of us come from different countries, so we can speak more to those things with issues, and it's really exciting. That's one of the reasons why I've been a member of the book club for 4 years.
Okay.
I love reading. That's one of my hobbies. But you don't have to be an avid reader to be a part of the book club, because we bring a wealth of history, we bring a wealth of knowledge, and so much personal experiences that we've each had, and I love it. We have years of wisdom there, and those who are learning, and we share different stories, such as Darfur, which are relevant for today, and that's what makes the book club so wonderful. It's been going on now for how many years? 11 years now?
I think you said 11 years.
11 years? And Eloise could speak to how long and how we founded and how we
how was your club founded, actually?
Well, it actually was a concept that was developed by Willa Cofield and Barbara Gadabeku. And they and I, certainly, we had participated in other groups, similar groups, and we had not been involved for a couple of years, and we missed that opportunity. So we came together primarily as a women's reading group. However, we've never restricted our readings to just women issues.
Sure.
But I think one of the most important aspects of the club, and I think the thing that Barbara and Willa and many of us are very proud of, is that we extended our conversations to include young people.
Sure.
Elementary kids, middle kids, and high school students. And over the period of that time, we've had different groups, and we've had support from community people who led those groups.
Yes.
So that has been a very key piece. And the other piece that I'm still currently involved in is the issue of going into the senior citizens' homes. So we have groups at Norwood, and we have a group, Barbara, at the Woodlands, which is in Plainfield / South Plainfield. And Plainfield Towers. So we get together once a month with a group in each of those locations, and it's sometimes reading, it's sometimes discussion, it's sometimes activities, sometimes it's just talking remembering. One year we did something with hats, and all of the women had hats at Norwood, and they recounted stories that they remember of the days when they wore hats. And it's an amazing experience for us to be among these seniors, and sometimes who are viewed as being very limited. They have such rich histories and memories.
Well, I would hope that a good many of young people would get involved in clubs like this here, because there's just so much wealth of information out there, and you know, so many of us, you know, we just don't dabble into literature and things of that nature.
Well,
You know?
I think the club
Yeah.
gives an opportunity for young people to see a model,
Yeah.
because there needs to be modeling.
Sure,
they
sure.
need to see adults
Yes.
in this kind
And,
of
and,
situation.
and they need reading at home also. You know, we have to, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the djembe drum. You know, I mean, I've been led by that drum since I was a little boy. But the idea is this right here, is that, you know, for us to really catch up with the game of life in the 21st century, we're 9 years into the 21st century, we're going to have to, you know, look towards literature as a guide also. My feeling is good. You understand? You know, I feel good and this, that, and other, but if I got stress, you know, there's nothing wrong with picking up a book on stress. You understand? Let's research stress. You know, I get a lot of my energy, you know, and because I've haven't always been a learned man from teams, organizations like NASA, and the deep research that they do. I mean, sometimes they're just so off on the left, and they just continue to research and research and research. And I remember one time I went to Huntsville, Alabama, I believe it is, and I went to their one of their facilities down there that they were practicing movement in space, and the only way to practice it, they had to simulate it through water, so that a swimming pool 75 feet deep. You see, and we seen them as they was working in, you know, in this water, building the satellites and building the different things. You know, just the energy, you know, and you know, too many times I think that I don't want to banish us at all, but that we are hands off for so many things. You know, like NASA sent a rocket to the moon the other day, about 3 weeks ago, at 6,000 miles per hour. And it smashed into the crater. You understand? So if there's water in there, they're going to release it somehow. Some way, sometime, they may have an environment. But the idea is that we seem to miss that, you see. And I think that literature and clubs like this right here give presence to new energy that we need.
Yeah, it's one of the things that runs through all of the book club meetings is that it's not just focus on the reading, because we all can have a book and we can read.
Sure.
But the interesting thing is how that particular story applies to our lives.
Okay.
Can we see ourselves in the situation, or how do these incidences or the things that happen in the story really resonate with our lives, or
Okay.
people that we know.
Okay.
So whether it's the boys or the girls, it's
Sure.
the men or the women,
Sure.
the reading is only one aspect of the club. It's the discussion of how the reading really relates to your life.
Okay.
And that's self-expression, so that's why our book clubs are very extraordinary, because we have very rich discussions
Yes.
as people talk about parts of their life experience.
Most of their journey.
And I think it's also, we've managed to build a community,
Okay.
a community of people who come together around a light meal, and as you know, food is an incredible way to foster conversation
there's
and
only too much of
community.
it.
Yeah.
There's only too much of it. You gotta
Yeah.
put that on it today. Only too much of it now. Go ahead.
So I think that has been an integral part. Very often we would meet in different homes.
Sure.
So again, that's a community and a family coming together. And for our young people and for each of us, that's just a richness, because when you go into somebody's house and they invite you in, the things that you discover about them can be quite interesting.
Sure.
And I know the kids have profited a lot from seeing that.
Well, we had the kids here, 2 months ago, and I thought they were good. You want to introduce yourself? She just came in. Got here a little late, but she's here.
Hi, my name is Melissa Barnes. I'm one of the probably newer or younger members of the group with longevity.
Okay.
How I even got involved with the book club was because of my son. He's a very avid reader.
Okay.
My neighbor Willer, for whatever reason, noticed that, and she invited him to join the club. As a result, I joined.
Okay.
It's an activity that parents can do with their